Hello, my name's Holly Mackay. I'm Managing Director of the Platforum. I'm joined today by Andy Beswick, who's
Hi.
Intermediary Director at Aviva. Hi Andy, thanks for joining us.
No problem.
Andy, we thought today we'd kind of look past, I guess, the corporate speak, and I'd ask you, as someone that's out and about with advisors all the time, how you think it's going 6 months into RDR. What's the word on the street, Andy?
I think although we are 6 months into RDR, the commission overhang from last year has meant that we're only now seeing a lot of the changes that we expected. So the word on the street is that advisors are coping. I think there inevitably will be less advisors as they work out their business models and the models consolidate, but advisors are coping. They're entrepreneurial businesses that are thinking about how they adapt to the new environment. And I guess it comes under sort of three broad headings, the conversations that I'm getting involved in. One is around how do advisors best define their offering to clients? What is it that they do in return for what they get from the client? Now that sounds very simplistic, but clearly articulating that is really, really important. I think advisors are very focused on what their investment proposition is that supports that client offering. How do they give a clear, concise and repeatable investment process for the target customers that they've got? And then finally, they're thinking about efficiency. How do they run their businesses more efficiently? Because I think it's an inevitability with the deals that are out there that margins are getting thinner. Margins are getting thinner for all people. So efficiency is a big deal for platform providers, for advisors, and that gives customers a better deal.
Do you get the sense that advisors are starting to are really looking at changing the platforms that they're, for those who have already used them, that they're kind of taking another look at it in light of this efficiency, in light of everyone having to be a lot more focused about this is what I'm charging and this is what I'm getting back for it? Or do you think people are sitting tight with the platforms they've chosen?
I think both, if I'm honest. So I think we see new people coming into the platform market, and we'll maybe talk about that in a little while. But I think we are seeing some advisors divert new clients from platform A to platform B, where they believe a new proposition is more efficient, better suited to their target market.
But it tends to be new clients,
Yes.
doesn't it? Because there's that headache. I remember talking to an advisor a few months ago who said, look, it's keeping me up at night. I'm not happy with the platform I'm using, but it's just such an enormous project.
Yep.
To move it. I'm not going to do that. Is that
Yeah,
resonate with?
there are cases of people moving it. We've been working hard in the last 12 months on building asset transition teams to help project management, those sorts of projects, to help do it compliantly and in clients' and advisors' best interests. But you're right, it is a big exercise for an advisor to undertake, and they wouldn't go into that lightly. So the new business diversion, absolutely. More and more, as we get traction in the market, as people think we're credible, we're talking about that movement, but that's a much bigger decision for advisors to make.
And what about new advisors kind of who are using platforms for the first time? Because last year there was a lot of talk about how maybe for those who hadn't adopted a platform yet, the advisor charging piece would be the final bit, pushing them over. Is that happening?
Yeah, I think it is. I think whether it's advisor charged on its own, whether it's just that inevitable move to more efficiency, and platforms are the most efficient way to service clients, but we are seeing it. We integrated our platform with our wider Aviva for Advisors offering last year, which basically means we've got one front door for all things Aviva. And as a result of that, we got something like 900 new advisors to the platform. So that's partly because of what we've done, but I think it also talks to the fact that advisors are looking for new solutions to service clients.
I like the name. Maybe that's a new name for the platform. The one front door.
I know.
Teasing
Our
you.
marketing people will hate me for saying that.
And just sort of thinking about segmentation, I mean, there was a lot last year. I think a lot of advisors focusing on the biggest clients, the top 50, say. Do you think now kind of people are starting to look at their broader client bank and go, what do I do with these guys who I perhaps haven't focused on so much to date? Can I afford to service them? Do you think it is viable for advisors to still continue to service people with, let's say, £50,000 portfolios?
In short, yes, I do. I think if you talk about segmentation, it's been talked about for an awful long time. I think people are now doing it in earnest. They're actually talking about it less and getting on with enacting it in their businesses to make it better for clients more. The reality is, for the very highest net worth customers, for the most complex customers, the evolution is the least because they've been giving that bespoke service to those clients for an awful long time. In their mid-market, their 50,000 clients, the people who've got simpler needs, I think that's where the focus is right now. It's where our platform's aimed at, and it's where we're having lots and lots of conversations, and if I'm honest, success.
Yeah, I think that's the bit of the market I find most interesting. Is that going to be taken over by D2C, or is it a market that advisors can work profitably and efficiently, and
Yeah.
you'd say they can.
It's all about efficiency. So I think the Aviva platform's talked a lot about efficiency, but we've got to prove it. So can advisors service that sort of client profitably if the support they get from their platform is efficient enough and the service offering that they define for that client fits within the cost model? So things that we do, like giving access to our policy records online, like integrating with back offices, like making our reports more simple, I guess are all demonstrations of we really mean it about mid-market, and we do think advisors can service it.
Okay. Well, you're up to about 2 billion now,
We
so
are.
I guess time will tell. But thank you for joining me, Andy.
Thank you, Holly.